Jim Crocker is here. He's the founder and CEO of Boardroom Metrics. Welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you, guys.
A pleasure to have you on here. And I think we're talking about a topic that is completely relevant for a lot of people right now who are exiting the workforce and were once holding positions that challenged them and now all of a sudden are discovering what's next.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's boomers are coming out, right? Yeah. They're all coming out. They've had amazing careers. They've had great careers. They've made good money or whatever. And nobody at this point, they may want to get out of the corporate rat race, but they want to stay busy. They want to make things happen. The challenge for them becomes, how do I do that? How do I figure out what it is I want to do? And then how do I tell my story? Yeah. And I think one of the greatest challenges for a lot of these people is I'm used to telling my corporate story. Mm-hmm. I'm used to telling my position story. I'm used to telling some other story. I'm not used to saying, this is me, and this is what I do, and here's how I do it. They're very uncomfortable with that.
Well, some of identity crisis when you leave a corporation because you don't know who you are anymore.
Absolutely.
So what does Boardroom Metrics do to help people, say you want to become an entrepreneur now? What kind of services do you offer? I
mean, we do a couple things. One is we actually talk it through and work it through in terms of what is it you want to be, what are your special skills, and what could make you sort of differentiated out there and have a service offering. The other thing we do though, is actually some really fundamental stuff, which is provide a safe home from the beginning. People can get Boardroom Metrics business cards. You know, while they're in transition, they can become part of our organization, and we will help them tell their story. We're big into social media. We market in a bunch of ways, but we teach them how to blog. We teach them how to tweet. We teach them how to use Facebook to get their message out. So they're getting learning, they're getting instruction, and they have their name actually associated, you know, with an organization that has some brand presence, that has some credibility, that that looks good in a big organization. Yeah. So it's actually a rapid transition kind of way to get into it. We're happy once they're part of it to keep working through how they want to develop whatever concept it is they've got. We love it when someone comes in, gets successful, and moves on. For us, that's success.
We talked about the analogy of the astronaut. He gets in the spaceship his whole life, he goes to the moon, he comes back home, ticker tape parade.
Yep.
Now what?
Exactly.
The challenge is that most people who have reached a massive success did so because they needed a challenge. Talk to me about sort of the depression that people go through when all of a sudden they realize the challenges have been completed.
Yeah, it is a big, probably even a shock for us in terms of watching how quickly it happens. I mean, I'll give you a story. So I know a guy, very successful senior finance guy in a large organization, helped them sell a $1 billion organization, and as part of that, he lost his job. I mean, it was part of how the deal was going to work. When they closed that deal, he was the king of the castle, right? He was the king of the castle. He was off to England golfing. He was taking his family here. He was taking them there. I had lunch with him about 2 months ago, and he is a completely different person. Why? Because he's now, it's all gone. All of those things, all of those successes are now in the past. And it's hard now to focus. Who is he? He's gone back to, not sure what he's all about, which I guess is one of the things we'd like to point out to people quickly is when you're going into transition, start working on it fast. Yeah. You lose your mojo very quickly.
And everybody needs something to look forward to. If you climb that mountain, now you need another mountain to climb, right?
You do.
And it may be a different way to get there.
Exactly.
So I want to talk about your team of advisors and your experts. What do you offer?
What we offer, I mean, basic coaching, personal coaching in terms of, as I said before, who are you? Who are you? What are your passions that potentially you haven't explored in the past? You know, we were talking to your previous guests in here. I've always wanted to be a rock star, right? So it's pretty cool to meet them in the lobby and be talking about that. But what is that passion? And then what are the steps you would take to go through that? We have a great network of people, whether they're part of the organization or outside the organization, who we tap into. Yeah. We bring them in as experts. We refer people to other people. We help them tell their story. If you go to our website, you will see that we've profiled our individuals. We start with the profiles that they write for us, but then we tweak their profiles to make them...
I want to talk about those profiles, because just because you were successful in the corporate world does not mean you are current and up to date to what is happening, especially in terms of social media and blogging. Right. The education process that goes along with sort of catching people up, what is that like?
Do it. Do it, right? So we put the profile up. If you go to our website, you put the profile up. That profile page has access to Facebook, Twitter, anything else that they want to use, and we push them from day one, especially to start blogging. Yeah. Start getting down your ideas and thoughts. And that is, you talk about a transition. That's a huge transition, especially for corporate people. They're not used to figuring out what it is they're all about and putting that public.
I have to ask you a question, because as a man who is helping people redefine their passion, was there a point where you had lost your passion and that's how you found Boardroom Metrics?
Yeah, no, it is. It is the new Boardroom Metrics. I was a management consultant and focused purely on management consulting. And I guess, Jeff, what I saw was the people side of it. Yeah. The client and business side had lost its interest for me. Management consulting is it's a clever mix of getting through to clients who sort of know, do what you want them to do, don't want them to do. But what I always noticed was the people side was really, really intriguing for me. And as I say, I actually had a lot of people coming at me and saying, Jim, I'm in this transition phase now. What can we do? So I had definitely lost the passion for one part, but fortunately, sort of at the same time, I was observing, this opportunity that was coming along on the people side.
I think you've tapped into a great resource of all these baby boomers, because retirement is not what it used to be. Our grandparents were like, oh, great, we're retired and take care of our grandchildren. That is not what our parents want.
No,
they want to continue working on their passions.
They do. Yeah.
So what's the first step? How do we get a hold of you, and what do we do a consultation?
Go to the website. I mean, we're easy to get a hold of. Send an email to us, contact us on Facebook, do whatever. We got a Facebook page. However you want to contact us, contact us. We are happy to come out, do a consultation. We call it high touch. We're prepared to spend a bunch of time with people to help get it right, to help make sure it's the right path, to help make sure we're doing the right thing. And that's really necessary at this point. So yeah, we're easy to talk to, we're easy to get along with. We get the fears. Yeah. We totally understand what everybody's going through. We do.
Good.
So, excellent. Okay. So for more information, go to boardroommetrics.com, and you're located in York Region.
We are.
So for those in the area, head over.